Hi and welcome to Netbeans school login system. So let's start by entering an invalid data in there. There we go, we have an error. Click on OK. Well, let's enter a valid details in there. Let's go for bond. And you can clear that if you're not sure. You can even exit. So no, we don't want to exit. So let's try out bond again. And enter. There, click on login. There we go. The system actually brought you straight into the student result area. So enter the name. So the name is James Bond. And course code of bond. There we go. And right here, grades for bond. Now ranking. Bond is 2-2, total score average, that's 2-2, and there we go. Okay, and you can even reset if you want. So what I'm going to do now is take you guys straight into Java Netbeans development environment, and we'll put one of these login system together. Let's do that now, guys. And welcome to Java Netbeans tutorial of a login system using SQL. I'm going to start by clicking on File. Let's select New Project. And let's make sure we select Java application, go to Next. And let's give our project a name. I'm going to uncheck the create main class, give our project a name. I'm just going to call that school underscore login. There, that's going to be the name of my project, school underscore login. I'm going to copy that and click on finish. Now that my project file is ready, that is it right there. I will now right click on it, go to new, and let's select JFrame form. And let's give that a name too. So it's going to be school underscore login system for the class, and the package name is also school underscore login system. Click on finish. Right there, my project is ready. My project file is ready, or frame. Let's go to the properties right there. Generate center, I'm going to check that. My file size, the width is going to be 1000. Let's say 1340 by 800. I'm going to copy that. I will now go to the property. You see inside the code I've set these two properties. Generate center, checked. Design size 1400 by 800. Go to the properties now. Preferred size, make sure it's 1400 by 800. Let's go for the minimize size. I'm going to change that to 1800 by 400. Now the next property we need to set is right up here where we have default close operation. Drop it down and select dispose there, and right underneath where we have the title, I'm just going to change that to school login system there. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, you see the very frame, right click on it, let's select set layer, and let's change the layer to absolute layer. You can see a light blue line around it. Okay, now let's go straight to the palette here and select panel. There's the panel right there, and let's look for the panel property, and where we have border here, change that to title. select the border. Let's select title, and the title is going to be school login system. Now make sure the title color is black. I want it to be black, so that's fine. Font, let's change the font. Select the font, and the choice is yours. I'm going to go for maybe 36 bold. What about justification? How do you want it? Maybe to the left, center, or to the right? Maybe we'll get it centered. Okay, let's get it centered. Now there's one more thing. Okay, where we have border here, let's click on that, and we need to select bevel here, right there, bevel border. And what type of border do you want? Do you want it to rise or lowered? And let's click on OK. Let's see how it's going to look like once it's lowered. Yeah, this is how it looks lowered. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is let's come straight back to the palette, and I need the following components. I need labels. Okay, one other thing that I need is going to be text field. I also need password field. Let's go for one more label, and we need some buttons. We need 3 of those. Paste and paste. So these buttons we need to enter as follows, but first thing first, right click and let's change the name of that button to JL. Okay, let's say J login. Right. Then the other one is going to be J cancel. Right. And this is going to be J exit. Right. The text content on it, that's J exit. Change the text content to exit, and here change that to cancel, and here change that to log in. Right, and up here we're going to change these to username. This is going to be password. Right, change this to J. Now we need to change the name. The variable name is going to be JTextField username. Now this is going to be JTextField password. Right, JTextField password. Click on OK. Now let's enhance the appearance of these components. Delete the text content we have in here, and let's resize everything. Select it all, or maybe just do it individually. Come here and change that to bold, maybe 24. Repeat the same thing here, bold 24 as well. Right, and let's just speed up the whole process. Okay guys, now that my interface is ready, let me right click on these exits, go to event, action perform. You see right in here inside my exit there, the first thing I like to do is right on top here, I'm going to enter the following. Let me just declare the following: private. Is that up there? Private JFrame. I'm going to call that frame. Right, then I'm going to have to import. You see, you can see that globe there. Let's click on it and let's select import Java Swing JFrame, and that would have been imported right up here. Okay, back inside our code, right here, let's say the frame itself equals new frame, new JFrame. That means we've just created an object, and this object, let's enter an alias there. That's just like the name. Right, enter semicolon. Now we want to use an if statement. If J option plain dot, and that should be show, let's say show confirm dialog. Okay, that is my method for you. Then in there I'm going to enter what I really want the system to say is going to be. The frame should say as follows: confirm if you want to exit. Right, and now let's use another comma here and give my project a name: school login system. Right, okay, let's enter another comma, press enter, and in here we're going to say J option, copy that and paste it here, J option dot, let's go for this method, yes no option equals J option dot yes no option. Right, okay, if our option happens to be no, then we just say system dot exit and make that 0. There we go. Okay, so let's take care of this error. This one actually need to be compared. That's it, equals. So that is my login lines of code taken care of. Let's compile and run. Okay, let's try it out. Click on exit. There we go, and that is fine. Alright, one other thing I like to do is, you see right here, I want to get rid of this. So let's come into here and just get rid of that. There we go. Right, now let's take care of cancel. So right click, select event, action perform, and right in there, so we need the names of those objects. Let's come in here. What are the names of these ones? There, just copy that, and the other one I think. Alright, so let's go back in there, paste that in there. That's going to be dot set text. Right, so that will be no, and the other one is called JPassword dot set text. I believe, yeah, the same thing, equals nothing as well. Right, that is it. So let's save that, run, and make sure that works. Okay, let's try it out. Enter whatever in there. There, that is working fine. Nope, and yes, that's fine. Okay, let's start work with the database. So I'm going to go to services right here, and in there we need database. So drop that down. Let's select Java database, right click on it, and select create database. Right, now in here let's give our database a name. I'm going to call that, let's try that again, school. So that's going to be school data. That is the name, and here I'm going to give it a username. That's going to be school login. Right, the school login, just like that. Let's use that well. The password, I'm going to use school login as a password as well. And let's confirm that school login. Right, so click on OK. There we go. And now let's see if we have our system ready. And right there, that's our database. So let's look for the connection part of it. Right there, that's it, school login. If you look at it, you will notice a broken line there, which means the database is not connected. And this is the one I need. I don't need these other ones. Okay, now right click on your database. Look at it, school login. So right click on it and let's select connect. There we go, it is now connected. As you can see, the broken line has disappeared. It's now connected. So let's drop down this plus sign, and there we go, that's the school login. Drop it down to look for the table. There we go, we have the tables in there. So the next thing we want to do now is right click. I can now create a new table. Okay, now let's give our table a name. So I'm just going to call the table exactly the same name. I'm going to call it school data. There we go. And the next thing I want to do is to add column. Click on column, and what will be the name of that? So that is going to be user. Let's call it username. And you need to select the data type. So what data type do you prefer? Okay, as for the data type, let's select voucher. We have it somewhere here. Let's look. There we go. There. I'm not going to select any primary key, so I'm going to say the size is going to be, let's go for something reasonable, about 30. Okay, so let's click on OK. So the first column is created. Now let's add another one. This second one is going to be known as password. There we go. Now just the same thing. We'll make that data type voucher size, and we'll make that 30. Now that the password is created, click on OK, and then let's click on OK again. Click on OK once you are satisfied. That's fine. There we go. Now our table is created. Inside the table we have our two columns there. Okay, now the next thing we want to do is to add data to this table. Let's right click on the table and go to view data. Right inside the view data, as you can see, there's nothing in there, and here you will see insert record. Select insert record, and the first record you might want to enter, just add that up here. So let's say the first record is going to be Paul, and the password for that, let's say 001. There, add another row, and this is going to be, let's say, Peter, and Peter is 00. 2. Let's come in here and add another one. Let's go for Parker. And Parker happens to be 003. And add another one. Let's go for Bond. And Bond happens to be 007. Okay, add one more. And this time around, maybe we enter Sally. Or let's say, yeah. And for Sally, we can make that 005. Okay, that's good enough for me. I have 5 records we can work with. Just click on OK. Okay, now that we are happy with our table, okay, I can now go back to the program. So come in here, select the design. Let's minimize this. Okay, right there where we have the button, right click on the button, select event, action, action perform. Let's go right up here, scroll right up here. You see right underneath where we have public class crew login system. Okay, in there, let's import as follows. First of all, let's import the following. Let's say import java.sql.statement. I'm going to need that library. Then I'm going to need another one that is going to be for my result set. We need this other library dot result set, that very one there. Okay, now that we have those 2 libraries in place, right underneath public class crew underscore login, let's enter as follows. I'm going to first of all say Java, let's say Java SQL, copy that, paste that in there, java.sql.connect. Okay, I want you to connect to the following variable that I have in there. That's just call it connect, and it's going to be nothing. Now the next thing is, what about the results? Set result as, paste that in there, set result, that'll be, let's call that rs equals nothing. Right, and statements, just gonna call my statement st. Copy that again, come right down here, paste that there, and the statement is going to be st. There we go. Now I have all my connectors in place. Okay, now that that is taken care of, I'm going to import the following as well, because they are all needed. So have a good look at those libraries. All right, so let's come right down. I think I already have this. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. Now let's come right down here. Now let's go to the design view here and right click on login button, event, action, action perform. And right here, let's develop, let's create or declare some string variables. So this one is going to be called user equals, I think I call it JTextField username dot get text. So that's my first string variable declared, and whatever is in here is stored here. So the second one is going to be another string variable, but this time around that is going to be known as password. So let's change this to password, and this is password as well, I believe. Right, that is that done. Now using try catch, I'm going to now, let's say first of all, we say int log equals 1. Now let's say, now it's called con equals driver manager. That should hopefully help me to connect. So get connection, and I think I'm going to need something. Let's come in here. We need the address. So let's go into my database here. Now what we need is, you see, this is the database. It's a right click on it. Let's first of all collapse it so that you guys can see it there. Right click on it. Let's select the properties. So the whole idea is to get this address. We need the database URL. Okay, there we go. That's it right there. So you need to copy that very URL, highlight it, and just use Ctrl+C to copy it. And you can close it. Now back in here, let's enter speech mark and paste the copied address right there. Okay, the next thing we want to do now. So now we need to include our password. So let's enter a comma. My password is called school login, and the username is called school login, and the password is called school login as well. Then here I'm going to enter semicolon there. Right. Okay, right underneath here, let's take care of the connections. So let's say st, remember the variable that, or the object that was created up here. Right, see that? Now come right down here. st equals, let's say statement, and that statement I actually call it, let's say con dot create statement. Double click on that, semicolon. Then as for the result, let's say that equals st dot execute query. Now to execute my query, I have to use an SQL statement. Let's say select, let's say I paste this in there and enter semicolon there, which is select from school login dot database. But let me show you where that comes from. It's from right here inside my table here. Go to services and right there. So this is the beta that I've just copied and pasted in there. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, the next thing is, let's use a while loop to validate whatever data is entered. Result.next. Okay, and press enter, curly braces, and in here we're going to use if statements just to check. If result dot get string, and the string this time around is 1. Let's say dot equals. If it's equals to my very first user variable, which is username, and I'm just going to copy that, copy all of this, so typing and typing. That is the second one, copy, paste it right here. That is the second one, second, equals password. Right. So this is number 1. We have number 2, and the first one is username, the second one is the password, as you can see up here. So let's now come in here and use a curly braces and say log this time around equals 0, and let's add a break there. Okay, I'm going to now use another if statement to check the input. So let's say if log, so in this case log, we actually compare to see if it's correct or not. So let's go for close me. I'm going to call that close me. So that is meant to be the procedure which I'm going to use. And in here, let's go for student record. This is the project I want to use, student record. So I'm going to copy that student record. Let's come in here and get the name of the file itself. Yep, student record, that is the name right there. First of all, let's copy it. Copy that verify. See, that's it. If you guys have student record, just copy it. If you don't have a student record, you're going to have to go straight to my tutorial and you will see a project called student record. Drop this down and I'm going to paste that right in here. So let's paste that in there. Yeah, that. Okay, and yeah, that is it. Alright, I think I have that file in there now. Let's see. Yeah, I have it in here. So I'm now going to call that verify. Let's get the name right. So it's called student underscore record. So back in here, so we're going to call that student yeah, underscore records. Let's call it, we're calling this object, I'm going to call it info equals new student records. Copy, paste that in there. There we go. So I've just called the student record, the object that I've just added onto my, that I've just added here. Okay, I'll just call it here. Okay, so let's assume the instant that I call info equals is dot visible. I mean, let's say dot visible dot, that will be set visible is true. Right, now that is true, the next thing I like to do is, let's say else the following message will pop up. Okay, connection failed, login system, and we will then clear the username and the text box itself, then set focus. All right, that is taken care of. Now this error will take care of that now, and I think there might be one more here. All we just need to do is enter semicolon there. That is fine. Okay, so to take care of this very error we have here, we have to create another procedure. So right underneath here, the function is going to be called close me. There we go. You see the error is gone. This is just to close the window, because without this function, if we are able to log in into the student record, it will just flash and go. I think that might be all. So have a good look at these lines of code for the login system itself. Take it from here and take it right down there, and the function created, or the procedure created for to close the window itself. Okay, now that class to close the login system is defined. Before we can run the program anyway, we're going to have to go back to the project here, and we need to import some DB files in here. See the library, right click on the library, and let's go to our jar folder. We need to now browse to wherever we have these components. So let's go in here, have it right there, and here I believe you must know how to download these online. So we need DB.net, we need DB drive, and the client. We need those 3 Java files, and click on open. There we go. Those 3 files, Java files, are now added to my program. Okay, so we can now confidently try out our program. So let's see before we try it out. First of all, let me show you guys the lines of codes for the login button. This is the login button there. So let's bring it down. So have a look. Variables declared using try cache here to call the database itself. Okay, and bring it down using if statement to validate the options made. Okay, now take it right down here. We have close. This is a class that was created to close the login system itself, and if there's any error, this is what's going to happen there, right here. And right underneath here, that is the class created to close the system, to close the login system. Okay, that is that done. So let's try out the whole program now. Compile, and let's run it. If you guys can still remember, I think I have call as number 1. Right, that is fine, working as we want. So you can then enter your students' details in there. Student name, let's say, is Paul Parker. That's the course code for math, English, biology, computing, let's say chemistry, physics, art, math, business. There. So all we just need to do is click on this. There. It's got a 2-1. Just populate if you have to add any other student details, and if you want transcript, go ahead, get your transcript. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. So you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.